Hello everyone, hope y'all are doing well and welcome back to the Baking Analyst channel. On this channel, we cover everything from cryptocurrencies to economics to personal finance with a focus on DeFi and yield farming as a wealth generation tool. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, do consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel. If you're completely new to the world of DeFi and you're wondering how on earth people are earning crazy high APRs and earning a decent passive income every single day by staking their cryptocurrencies on decentralized protocols, I actually have an introductory course that's linked down in the description below. You can access that with a free trial of Skillshare, cancel it at any time, and it'll come at no cost to you whatsoever. We've also just soft launched our Discord community. This is a growing community of like-minded yield farmers who share both their investment thesis, research, as well as their alpha. So if you'd like to get involved, invitation link is down in the description below. We will also be looking to launch new premium features such as shorter reviews, as well as real-time portfolio updates, if there is demand for it. With that shilling out of the way, let's jump right into today's video. In today's video, we'll be talking about some updates from the world of GameFi. Specifically, we'll be covering one of the most popular GameFi projects within our Discord community, which is Defira. Now, this Defira project is launched by the same team that did Tranquil Finance on Harmony as well as Mimas Finance on the Cronos chain. Now they're launching a crypto game, a metaverse style game, and they are promising yields of about 2000% APR on their yield farms. So is Defira worth the hype? Well, I'll be going through what I like about this project, what I see as not so great about this project, and finally, I'll be coming to a conclusion on whether or not Defira is a promising project to invest in. Now, before we get started on talking about Defira proper, we have to take a look at the state of GameFi, especially in these uncertain times. At this point, it is important to mention that GameFi or crypto gaming is an incredibly high risk play to get involved in. So during these uncertain times where the market, both traditional and crypto, have been falling in general, GameFi has been hit particularly hard. The JEWEL token has actually lost quite a bit of its value. Its all-time high was somewhere in the range of $20 or so, and now it's come all the way down to less than $5, so that's a drawdown of about 75%. Moving over to another popular GameFi project, Magic, or the Cosmic Universe project, which honestly seemed pretty promising given their gameplay graphics and use of Unreal Engine 2. In my previous portfolio update video, that was trading at $1.43 or so, but now it has dropped to just under 40 cents, another decline of over 70%. So just thought that it was important to point out that while I think holding a game token and farming with that game token is much better than holding a pure farm token, for example, the value of GameFi tokens is likely to be much more volatile than those of blue chip cryptos. With that out of the way, let's have a look at the Defira project itself. Right now, Defira looks pretty much like what we saw in DeFiKingdoms. This is their DeFi interface. So they have a bank which actually links to the lending side, and the lending side functions through Tranquil Finance. And then they have the market, which is your regular DEX at the coin changer, as well as a place to add your liquidity. Finally, there is the farm area, which, as we all know, as yield farmers, will be where we are hunting for those APRs. Right now, these APRs look pretty insane. However, there is a catch that we will be going into later. Now, Defira is aiming to be a blockchain metaverse play, a metaverse style game, but at the same time is also looking to be a super app within the DeFi space that consists of three main parts. And these three parts are the DeFi app, which we've just seen earlier on their main site, and the second part of the Defira universe would be the game layer, which is where the metaverse or play to earn game actually exists. Finally, there's the intellectual property layer, which also serves to incentivize user-generated content in order to promote the game itself. So as of the time of making this video, the game has not yet launched. In terms of the actual game vision, they appear to have considered this pretty well. There is a progression system where people can essentially upgrade their NFTs over time. They've also thought out the different game modes in pretty good detail. For example, they've thought of the Conquest mode, the Jobs and Quest mode, and the Expedition mode. A lot of this seems pretty analogous to what we see in DeFiKingdoms. And while this channel isn't so much a gaming channel, when it comes to GameFi and from a business perspective, for the Defira token to be worth anything, it the future, the game itself has to be compelling to gamers. And given that that hasn't launched yet, that remains to be seen. With regards to the DeFi vision, what I do like about it is that they are really linking up the game with other DeFi apps, such as not only a DEX, but also a lending protocol that allows people to earn Defira token and get into the game itself with very low barriers to entry. We also see that Defira has considered the use of curvenomics. And if you don't know what VE tokens are, it is a way for a protocol to encourage people to lock up their governance tokens in order to have greater voting rights over the yields, for example. So overall, when we look at the DeFi vision, we see that this is a project that has considered the weaknesses of many different projects out there in the crypto space and is looking to address this with their product. Finally, we move on to the third component of Defira, which is the IP or intellectual property vision. And this aspect is interesting because it could bring about what is truly needed to really have GameFi take off within the Harmony One ecosystem. From what I understand, this means that they will be encouraging user-generated content through incentives, or rather what they call fan-base mining, as well as provide opportunities for creators through NFTs as well as iconic characters. Now, what this IP vision does is that it creates an organic marketing component to this entire game. And that is important, especially to a young ecosystem like Harmony One, where there are already several GameFi projects developing, because this can draw in new users that were previously not into blockchain games and bring in new liquidity into the system, rather than launching yet another GameFi app and essentially relying on sucking liquidity away from other GameFi projects in order to boost the token's utility. So what we really want to see is for new liquidity to come in rather than this whole GameFi ecosystem on Harmony One being a zero-sum game. Finally, we also see that they have plans to go cross-chain, and this whole Defiraverse will be replicated on the Cronos chain. Now that is significant because Cronos is one of the easiest on-ramps for people from traditional finance or people who are brand new to crypto to load their money into DeFi. The reason for that is because of the crypto.com app itself, which not only allows people to spend their crypto in day-to-day life, but also gives them an array of incentives to choose crypto.com over other platforms like Binance and Coinbase in the form of premium metal debit cards as well as cashback. So this integration with Mimas Finance on the Cronos chain will definitely be one to watch. Now that we've talked a bit about the pros of the project, we also have to look at what the catch is, because this type of 2000% APR is not the actual APR that you will be able to get from the outset. When we look at the tokenomics, we see that the emissions are highly biased in favor of the sealed Defira. And this sealed Defira is basically a locked up version of the Defira token. This is almost identical to what we see on DeFiKingdoms, where Jewel is locked for a year before gradually being released over time. And the problem with having sealed Defira or valuing locked tokens, as I've always said, at current prices is that, first of all, highly inaccurate, and secondly, once these sealed Defira start to unseal or unlock, there's going to be massive selling pressure as early adopters take profits. However, they do seem to have taken this into account somewhat by having in-game mechanics to speed up the unlocking process of this sealed Defira, which could incentivize actual playing of the game and therefore support the token price of Defira. Now, of course, those are two opposing effects, and which one would dominate the other remains to be seen. So all in all, if you believe in the long-term potential of GameFi and you are able to make peace with the fact that your locked tokens might not be worth nearly as much as they are now, then Defira might just be the GameFi project that you could consider investing in. I hope this video has been informative and useful. If you did like this video, do consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel. If you'd like to see more DeFi content on a more frequent basis, do also consider joining our Discord server at the link down below. Now that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.